And the doctor said it was the first thing you'd ever seen.
Guys, we're live.
Welcome back to the Stover News Network. I'm Pansy Nolosi.
And I'm Chuck Schumer. Thank you for joining us on this Trump-tastic Tuesday. We are now on our 723rd day of our government shutdown, and things are really something.
Oh, and we have an important message from our friends at the ACLU. Now to you.
Hi, my name is Susan Sermon, the president of the American Civil Liberties Union, and I'm here today because I'm wondering, do you know your rights? Do you know your rights?
No.
Well, one right that you have is to exercise your free speech, even if you're a Nazi. In 1978, the ACLU took a controversial stand by defending a group of Nazis that wanted to march through the suburbs of Chicago. Do you know your rights?
No.
Well, one right that you have is to protest war in school. In 1969, in a Supreme Court case entitled Tinker versus Des Moines, the Supreme Court ruled that public school students were allowed to protest the Vietnam War in school. Do you know your rights? No. Well, one right that you have is the right to remain silent. To exercise this right, let the officer arresting you know. Do you know your rights?
Yes, I do.
Well, what kind of rights do we have?
The right to not have to listen to this, but also you have the right to speech, religion, assembly, petition, and the right to an attorney. Just to name a few.
I'm just not supposed to know. Do you know your rights?
Yes, I do.
Do you know how the ACLU is protecting your rights?
No, I do not.
Right now, the ACLU is in the middle of a class action lawsuit against the state of Arizona with the goal to justly compensate transgender people who did not receive equal health care. Back to you.
We interrupt this tremendously Trump-tastic special of the Stover News Network for an important message from the President of the United States.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you because there is a growing humanitarian crisis in our United States Congress. Right now, Democrats are coordinating policies that do not include my big, beautiful wall. And with the outcome of the midterm election, the chances of building this wall are growing slimmer. The Democrats' funding and support of their candidates allowed them to take control of the House, a barrier to my big, beautiful barrier. We, as the people of America, must come together to combat the Democrats, end the shutdown, and build my wall. Thank you. Melania, how do you turn this thing off?
All right. Thank you, President Trump, for that interesting message. We now return to our specialty coverage of the 2020 Democratic National Convention.
A special Not If You're the Last Person in America caucus has been formed, which can choose from an array of candidates, including Julian Castro, Kamala Harris, and Kirsten Gillibrand. Oh my God.
I've never heard of those names in my life, Chuck.
No one has, Pansy. Ha!
In a speech that kicked off the DNC, Hillary Clinton finally revealed what she hid in those emails. She was secretly raising dragons to obliterate her competition.
Too little, too late, Pansy.
We do not speak of that, Chuck.
Well, in other news, Chairman Tom Perez presented the new Democratic Party platform to unify all our views. This includes a plan to dump ice in the Arctic Ocean, deport all baby boomers to save our Social Security program, and a plan to overthrow the Electoral College after the last two Republican presidents in the last 19 years had won without the popular vote.
This is in stark contrast to the last DNC, where the goal of sparking change was achieved in a different way, like in Michelle Obama's speech, which unified the country by talking about the rights taken for granted today and the opportunities her daughters now have to become president, which not too long ago would not only have been ludicrous, but not popular. Many delegates openly wept at her speech.
A touching moment at the 2016 DNC. Back to the 2020 DNC. In a speech by Barack Obama, he expressed interest in having his body double run for president so that he can serve a third term.
A big shout out to the Democratic Party of Virginia for handling the situation with Ralph Northam last February. The new yearbook destruction strategy has really helped with the scandals.
If only Northam and Kavanaugh had this idea when they needed it.
We'll be back after this commercial.
Before Roe v. Wade, women seeking abortion were forced to risk their health and even their lives. After the confirmation of Justice Kavanaugh, women fear the loss of their reproductive rights. Now, the controversy grows in response to Virginia House Bill 2491. Tell your senators to protect women's reproductive rights. Let your voice be heard.
This message is brought to you by the American Civil Liberties Union. People who have had their rights violated have many questions. Why has this happened? Could this have been prevented? What can I do about all of this? Do you feel that your rights have been violated?
I guess.
Then you need to call the American Civil Liberties Union. You can then receive a free copy of the American Bill of Rights. By reading it, you can learn what your rights are, and having this basic understanding will help you to protect yourself and your rights. To receive your free copy, call 1-800-867-5309.
Thanks, ACLU, for securing my rights.
I'm Pansy Pelosi, the first female Speaker of the House.
And I'm Chuck Schumer, not the first male minority leader.
And this has been the special Trump-tastic Tuesday.
Bye now.